ॐ नमो भगवते
वासुदेवाय
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। Hare Krishna, dear devotees, I welcome you to today's Srimad Bhagavatam for All session. Today is March 19th, 2026. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 8. Lord Krishna shows the universal form within his mouth. And in yesterday's session, we read that when Krishna said, if you think that all these boys are telling the truth, then you can check in my mouth. And Yashoda Mai said, if you have not eaten dirt, then open your mouth wide. She said, yes, open your mouth, let me see. And when she said that, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan Harihi, opened his mouth. And when he opened his mouth, his avyahata, Aishwarya, that means his opulence. That is why they said Bhagavan. Bhagavan means one who has all six opulences in full. So his Aishwarya, which is never reduced at any time, in any place, in past, present, and future, his opulence is always there. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, full of all opulences. However, as Krishna, he is always in the mood of a child, like a human child. Krida manuja balakaha. That means his mood is, I am the son of Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. He is never, not never, but once in a while, his Aishwarya is manifested for the sake of the pastime. But he's never thinking, I am Ishvara. So that means his Aishwarya is manifested. So what exactly happened? What did Yashoda Mai see because of that Aishwarya? That we will see today. So we also read some points yesterday in yesterday's verse from Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary that so there was one question raised. Being afraid of punishment, Krishna told a lie so that Yashoda could not detect his fault. However, how could he do this? If Krishna were to open his mouth, the evidence would be found. Right? So even if he told a lie, he would be caught when he opened his mouth, because there would be some mud in his mouth, and his lie would be proven false. That means whatever he said, his words would be proven false. He would be caught. So what is the point in his lying like that? Then the answer to that is, Krishna possesses unimpeded, non-contradictory Aishwarya. He whose power is never conquered does not display this power because of the influence of sweetness of love. But looking for service, it finds some opportunity. Inspired by the boy's power of Satya Sankalpa, this unimpeded Aishwarya on its own manifested the universal form, and Yashoda, lost in astonishment, forgot to scold her son. We read this yesterday towards the end of the session. Was it necessary for Krishna to taste the sweetness of prema and thus have to show fear of being beaten? He could have stood there without fear, taking the help of his Aishwarya Shakti, thinking, I am the Lord. The answer is found in the words Krida Pradhana Manuja Balakaha, which means that Krishna specifically took the form of a human child to perform many playful, sweet pastimes in Braja. I'm just trying to connect the points from yesterday's discussion, what we discussed towards the end. I'm just going over Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary that we read yesterday. How could he do this? If he were to open his mouth, the evidence would be found. The answer is given. Krishna possesses unimpeded, non-contradictory power. He whose power is never conquered does not. Acha. So he would be caught. So what is the benefit of his lying? Because he would be caught anyway. How could he do this? That means that by telling a lie, he would escape punishment. Huh? How could he do this? Because if he were to open his mouth, the evidence would be found that he actually ate dirt. He whose power is never conquered does not display this power because of the influence of sweetness of love. Yes, so he won't, although he has that power, it is not manifested because it is overcome by the sweetness of love. So in Vrindavan, that Aishwarya cannot stand. Okay. I'm just not able to connect this question that is asked, how it is answered. That's what I'm trying to understand. The question that is raised. How could he do this? If he were to open his mouth, the evidence would be found. I mean, we can just leave this and move forward, but I'm just trying to understand. Looking for service, it finds some. This part is okay. So Aishwarya does not come out, but looking for some service, sometimes she just finds an opportunity. So inspired by the boy's power of Satya Sankalpa, this unimpeded Aishwarya on its own manifested the universal form. Yeah. Anyway, whatever is said here, that much we can understand. So basically what is being said here is that the challenge is he said a lie out of fear of being detected by Yashoda Mai, that he ate mud and then getting punishment. So as to escape that fear, he lied. But what is the use of that lying? Because when he opens his mouth, he will be caught anyway. So the answer to that is, so what is the use of this line? The answer to this is that he has this Aishwarya. Because he's the Supreme Lord, he has his Aishwarya all the time, his opulence, the supremacy. The Supreme Lord's power is always there. That means, remember the question, he will be caught. When he opens his mouth, he will be caught, right? But he has this Aishwarya. However, he does not display this Aishwarya. And so what type of Aishwarya? This Aishwarya which is never conquered, the Supreme Aishwarya. But he does not display it. Because of the sweetness of love, this power is not manifested. His Aishwarya is not manifested. It is always there. But sometimes this Aishwarya comes out. You can understand, for the sake of pastime, it comes out. Or the way Maharaj explained it is that Aishwarya could not stand that the Supreme Lord is being chastised and, a stick is shown to him that he will get punished. So what is this? So the Aishwarya Shakti of the Lord could not stand this. So, she just stood up in front of Yashoda Mai, like, how can you do this to the Supreme Lord like that? So that's why now she's manifesting the universal form, like showing the Lord's Aishwarya. So she's actually showing it. Okay. So the Aishwarya came out. But what is the point? That I'm still trying to connect. Okay. One last time I'll try and then we'll just go. So the question was that Krishna told a lie, but how could he do that? How can he be protected? Even though he lied, still he will be caught. But he won't be caught because he has this Aishwarya. That's the point. He has this Aishwarya, unimpeded, non-contradictory power, which is never conquered. The supreme power he has. That means when he opened his mouth, he's going to be caught. So what is the use of his lying was the challenge. So when he opened his mouth, he will not be caught because of his supreme power. Of course, this power is not manifested. He does not display it because of the sweetness of love. It is always kept, like it is always subordinate. But sometimes this Aishwarya also finds a way to render some service, finds an opportunity to do some service. She's looking for some service. So in this case, on its own, this Aishwarya Shakti manifests the universal form in the mouth of Krishna. So you saw the connection? The question was that how can he do this? By telling a lie, how will he be protected? Because when he opens his mouth, he'll be caught. No, he won't be caught because his Aishwarya Shakti is there. And it's not that he's showing. His Aishwarya Shakti on its own is manifesting. So the Lord has this power, but he doesn't display it because of the sweetness of love. Even though he doesn't display it, Aishwarya herself comes out sometimes like that. And as a result, so Yashoda Mai will not be able to punish him. When this Aishwarya is manifested, Yashoda, lost in astonishment, forgot to scold her son. So you see the connection now? So how can he be protected? He will get caught when he opens his mouth. She'll see and he'll still get punishment. No, he won't get punished because of this Aishwarya Shakti. And it's not that he is displaying it. On its own, this Aishwarya Shakti is manifesting itself. And because of this Aishwarya Shakti, now Yashodamai she forgets to scold him because she's so astonished, she forgets to scold him. Okay, that was the point. So now let's continue. Was it necessary for Krishna to taste the sweetness of prema and thus have to show fear of being beaten? He could have stood, right? Like he could have just stood there and with the help of his Aishwarya Shakti, and he could have said, I'm the Supreme Lord. Why does he have to fear? Because he's not playing, but that is Krishna's Swarupa. Krishna and Goloka, his Swarupa he is Nandanandan, Yashodanandan. He's the son of Yashodamai and Nanda Maharaj. That is his Swarupa. So there, he's just simply like in this pastime, he's simply the child of Mother Yashoda. He's not Ishvara, he's not the Supreme Lord. He won't even feel or he won't remember. That is why, see, that Aishwarya Shakti manifested on its own. Like that. Okay. Let's continue. Text. Next. So what we saw was, now Yashodamai said, open your mouth. And when Krishna opened his mouth, his Aishwarya Shakti was manifested. But Krishna's mood is what? He's always the child of Mother Yashoda. That means the Shakti manifested on its own there. Then what is it? Because of that Aishwarya Shakti, what did Yashoda Mai see? That's what we are going to see. Sa tatra dadṛśe viśvaṁ jagat sthāsnu khaṁ diśaḥ sādri-dvīpābdhi-bhūgolaṁ sa-vāyv-agnīndu-tārakam jyotiś-cakraṁ jalaṁ tejo nabhasvān viyad vaikārikāṇīndriyāṇi mano mātrā guṇās trayaḥ etad vicitraṁ saha-jīva-kāla svabhāva-karmāśaya-liṅga-bhedam sūnos tanau vīkṣya vidāritāsye vrajam sahatmanam-avāpasaṅkām. Sa means she, Yashodamai. Rasapriya, I think you can close. Sa means Yashodamai, who's so affectionate to Krishna. Tatra means there in Krishna's mouth. Krishna opened his mouth. So what is she seeing? Dadṛśe, she saw. viśvaṁ, she saw the whole universe. So Yashodamai in Krishna's mouth saw the whole universe, and jagat, sthāsnu, and cha. Sthāsnu means sthavara and cha means sthavara jangama. That means all the moving and non-moving objects or living beings. Moving, non-moving. She saw in the mouth of Krishna, she saw the whole universe, and that she saw, and there in that universe she saw all the stationary and moving beings, living beings, objects. Khaṁ means sky, ether. Diśaḥ means directions. Sa-adri means mountains. Dvipa means islands. What type of islands? The whole Bhumandala. I hope you are familiar with this. You see my XP pen, Rasapriya? Rasapriya, you see the XP pen? What I saw it on the table. I used it in class last time. Anyway, I was going to draw and show you the Bhūmandala to give you an idea of the islands. But I'll just try to explain to you. I'm not able to find my pen. So here, Dvipa is said. Dvipa means islands. So in the universe, there is Bhūmandala. Bhūmandala is in the shape of a disc. Bhūmandala. It's in the shape of a disc. And it is almost as wide as the universe. At the edges, there is some space, but almost as wide as the universe. And it is in the shape of a disc. On top of this disc, we have read in the 5th canto, when Priyavrata Maharaj, he went on his chariot. So he was going with his chariot like a second sun, lighting up the whole universe. So when he was doing that, the wheels of his chariot formed furrows and formed oceans. That means the one Bhūmandala got divided into 7 islands because of the furrows created by the wheels of his chariot. That's how in Bhūmandala there are 7 islands. So here when you say Dvipa, we are talking of these islands. In the middle you have Jambudvipa. Like that you have other Dvipas called Lakshadvip, Salmali-dvip, like this. And each island is separated from, like concentric rings. Each island is separated from the outer island by a body of liquid, not water always. Jambudvipa is surrounded by salt water, but there are other oceans, other islands, which is surrounded by milk. Other island which is surrounded by milk ocean. Somewhere there is ghee, somewhere there is, like sugar cane juice, like that. And then there is sweet water. So there are different oceans. So these are the islands. So Yashoda Mai saw mountains, islands. Abdi means oceans. So islands are surrounded by oceans. Bhūgolaṁ. Bhūgolaṁ means the entire Bhūmandala. And sa-vāyv, she also saw air, fire. Indu means moon. Tārakam means stars. One thing you should understand, what Yashoda Mai was seeing is much, much greater, is on a much larger scale than what Arjun saw on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. When Lord Krishna showed the Virata Rupa, what Arjun was seeing was the Karanodakashayi Vishnu. He saw Karanodakashayi Vishnu, And then when Arjun said he's seeing all the demigods, he's seeing Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and all the demigods, he saw the Kala Rupa, time personified. And he saw, so when he said he's seeing all these demigods, what is he seeing? On the body of Karanodakashayi Vishnu, in one of his Romakupa, skin pore, in one universe, he's seeing the Virata Purusha, that means material form, Virata Purusha. So he saw Karanodakashayi Vishnu, who is transcendental, whose body is transcendental. He also saw Virata Purusha, and not simultaneously. So first he saw Karanodakashayi Vishnu, then he saw Virata Purusha inside one of the skin pores of Karanodakashayi Vishnu. In one universe, he saw the Virata Purusha. So Virata Purusha means the universal form. So in the universal form, you will find the entire universe. So he's seeing all the demigods and everything. That is what Arjun saw. Arjun only saw the Virata Purusha in one universe. What is Yashoda Mai seeing? Yashoda Mai is not seeing just one universe. She's seeing all the universes. Krishna's mouth is still small, but she is seeing all these in their original form, gigantic. And how is she seeing? The way it is described, Maharaj says it's like a movie, like a screen. One after another, she's seeing the things coming forward and, gigantic in their original forms, she's seeing. So she will see something in one universe and again she's seeing something in another universe. Like that. That is why you see that the same thing is being repeated. Why it is being repeated? Because once she saw in this universe and then she's seeing in another universe. So what Yashoda Mai was seeing was, what you have to grasp here is what she is seeing is much, much, much larger than what Arjun saw on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And it is coming like she's seeing one after another. So whatever is being described, she saw the whole universe. Then she's seeing in the universe all the moving and non-moving beings. She's seeing khaṁ, means sky. She's seeing all the directions. She's seeing mountains, islands, oceans, bhumandala. She's seeing air, fire, moon, stars. And again, jyotiś-cakraṁ. Jyotiś-cakraṁ means luminary bodies. That means again she's seeing the stars. Means what? Jalaṁ means again ocean. That means she's seeing in different universes. One after another, they're just coming in front of her. And she's just astonished and she's just looking. Jyotiś-cakraṁ jalaṁ tejo. Tejo means fire. Again, you read here already, right? Agni, then Tarakam. It was already said, Indu-Tārakam, Agni, Vāyū-Abdi was said. And again you're reading. That means she's seeing in different universes. Jyotiś-cakraṁ jalaṁ tejo, nabhasvān viyad. That means sky. Vaikārikāṇīndriyāṇi. Vaikārikāṇīndriyāṇi means there are controlling deities for every indriya. For every sense, there is a controlling deity. Who is that controlling deity? That controlling deity is an amsha, an expansion of the demigod. So each indriya has a different controlling deity. For example, for the eyes, the controlling deity is an amsha of Surya. Like that. And for the mind, the controlling deity is an amsha of Soma, the moon god. Like that. So every indriya, hands, legs, eyes, ears, nose, we have 10 indriyas. For each indriya, there is a controlling deity. That is vaikārika. Vaikārikāṇīndriyāṇi. So she is seeing those demigods who are controlling the indriyas, and she's seeing how they are controlling all these indriyas, how the indriyas are functioning. So see on what level, on what scale she's seeing. Mano, mātrā, guṇās, trayaḥ. So she's seeing these elements, the 23 elements also. Senses, mind, mātrā means tanmatras, like form, touch, taste, smell, and sound. These are called tanmatras. She's seeing the sense object. She's seeing those 23 elements that are produced from Prakriti. So she's seeing mind, she's seeing tanmatras, guṇās trayaḥ. She's seeing the three modes. What does that mean? Seeing the three modes means she's seeing how these three modes are. She's seeing the actions of these three modes, the functions of these three modes. How these three modes are carrying out various functions. And when she saw all this, what happened to Yashoda Mai? Etad vicitraṁ saha-jīva-kāla, svabhāva-karmāśaya. So this was vicitraṁ. Everything is so wonderful, right? Saha-jīva, she's seeing all the jivas, the conditioned souls, covered by avidya. She's seeing Kala, time, which is controlling everything. Kala Shakti, which came from Karanodakshaya Vishnu. And it is because of this Kala Shakti, the whole creation is set into movement. So she's seeing Kala, she's seeing Jiva, and svabhāva. Svabhāva means each living entity has a particular nature, svabhāva. Just like Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. How do you know who is a Brahmana, Kshatriya? Based on their svabhāva, nature, guna, karma, vibhāgashaha, it is said, right? So gunas, what is his guna? Guna means that is his svabhāva. He is under the influence of which modes? That forms his svabhāva, his nature. She's seeing the different svabhavas. Yashodama is seeing different svabhavas. She's seeing karma. So she's seeing all these jivas, living entities. So these living entities are having different svabhavas and they have different karma. Yes? So based on their karma, now they get different bodies. So she's seeing karma, different karma, ashaya. Ashaya means then their desires. So based on your karma, you have impressions or samskaras. And due to those samskaras, desires are produced. So she's seeing karma, svabhāva, karma, desires. And based on these desires, now you get different bodies, different types of bodies. Karanam guna sangosya sadasat janma yonishu or yoni janmasu. That means based on your association with gunas, you are getting different bodies. There is a liṅga-bhedam. Liṅga-bhedam means difference in bodies. Some bodies are small, some bodies are big, some are powerful, some are not so powerful. Some are, intelligent, advanced, like that. Different types of bodies. Liṅga-bhedam. Maharaj gives the example of the seed of a mustard and the seed of a banyan tree. Both are very small. They look similar. But when you plant them, one tree is hardly 4 or 5 feet. It may grow 3 or 4 feet, the mustard. But the banyan tree grows so big. So there is a liṅga-bhedam, difference in bodies. How? Based on the karma, based on the desire, on the svabhāva of the living entity, they get different bodies. So she's seeing different types of bodies, liṅga-bhedam. Sūnos, tanau, vīkṣya. So she's seeing all this in the mouth of his son, of her son. Sūna means son. Tanau means in his body. That means in his mouth she's seeing vīkṣya. She's seeing vidāritāsye. And then she's astonished as she's seeing this. And while seeing all these things, then she saw the earth planet, and in the earth planet, she sees Bharat. Bharat Desh, Bharata. And then in that she's seeing Vraja. Right? She's seeing Mathura. Then she's seeing Vraja. And in Vraja, what did she see? She saw Nanda Maharaj's house. And in Nanda Maharaj's house, she's seeing Yashoda Mai. So she's seeing in the mouth of Krishna, seeing Yashoda Mai, and she's seeing Krishna, and she sees Yashoda Mai chastising Krishna in Krishna's mouth. Vrajam sahatmanam avapashankam. And when she saw this, she started doubting and wondering, what's going on? What am I seeing? So outside Krishna's mouth, she is there, of course, and Krishna is there. And inside Krishna's mouth, she is seeing herself, and she's seeing herself chastising Krishna. So this is what she saw. Sa-tatra dadṛśe viśvaṁ. Sa-tatra dadṛśe viśvaṁ. She, in the mouth of Krishna, saw the universe. Jagat sthāsnu cha khaṁ diśaḥ. She saw all the moving and non-moving living beings, the sky, the directions, mountains, dvīpābdhi means islands, oceans, bhūgolaṁ, the whole bhumandala or the globe. Sa-vāyv, then she saw the air, fire, moon, stars. Again, here it is said, jyotiś-cakraṁ, all luminary bodies means stars. Jalaṁ means oceans. Tejo means fire. Nabhasvān viyad evacha, that means she saw the sky. Vaikārikāṇīndriyāṇi, the controlling deities or demigods, and the controlling deities who are controlling the senses. She saw the senses and the deities controlling them. Mano, mātrā, guṇās, trayaḥ. She saw the mind, the sense objects, and the functions of the three modes. And etad, vicitraṁ, saha-jīva-kāla. And it was wonderful what she was seeing. Along with all this, she saw the conditioned souls covered by avidya. She saw time. She saw the svabhāva of the different living entities. That means each one has a different svabhāva, karma, desires, and there's a liṅga-bhedam, difference in the bodies based on the karma. So all this she's seeing inside the mouth of her son, and she was astonished. And while she was seeing, she sees the earth, and on the earth she sees India or Bharat, and there she sees Vraja. And in Vraja, she sees Nanda Maharaj's house, and in that she's seeing herself along with Krishna. She's chastising Krishna. And when she saw that, shankam, avapa shankam, right? She started doubting. She was wondering what's going on. When Krishna opened his mouth wide by the order of Mother Yashoda, she saw within his mouth all moving and non-moving entities, outer space, khaṁ means space, ether, sky, outer space, and all directions, along with mountains, islands, oceans, the surface of the earth, bhūgolaṁ, surface of the earth, the blowing wind, fire, moon, stars. She saw the planetary systems, water, light, air, sky, and creation by transformation of ahankara. Creation by transformation of ahankara. This vaikārikāṇīndriyāṇi. So she saw creation by transformation of ahankara. She also saw the senses, the mind, sense perception, and the three qualities, goodness, passion, and ignorance. She saw the time allotted for the living entities, kala, jiva and kala. She saw natural instinct and the reactions of, that means svabhāva, reactions of karma, and she saw desires and different varieties of bodies, moving and non-moving. Seeing all these aspects of the cosmic manifestation, along with herself and Vṛndāvana-dhāma, she became doubtful and fearful of her son's nature. So let us see the purport. All the cosmic manifestations that exist on the gross and subtle elements, as well as the means of their agitation, the three guṇās, the living entity, creation, maintenance, annihilation, and everything going on in the external energy of the Lord. All this comes from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda. Everything is within the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 9:10. Mayadhyakshena prakritihi suyate sa characharam. Mayadhyakshena means under my supervision. Prakriti suyate. Prakriti is creating. Sa chara acharam. She is creating the moving and non-moving, all moving and non-moving living beings. Everything in the material nature, Prakriti, works under his control. Because all these manifestations come from Govinda, they could all be visible within the mouth of Govinda. Quite astonished, Mother Yashoda was afraid because of intense maternal affection. She could not believe that within the mouth of her son, such things could appear. Yet she saw them, and therefore she was struck with fear and wonder. So now we should see what was the effect on Yashoda Mai after seeing all this. What did so this Aishwarya Shakti, what did this Aishwarya Shakti do to Yashoda Mai? What effect did it have on Yashoda Mai? Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying, according to the prayers of Lord Brahma, Yashoda did not see the universe in Krishna's mouth, but in his belly. So Brahmaji's prayers means in Brahma Vimohan Leela. So according to those prayers, Yashoda Mai did not see the universe in Krishna's mouth, but in his belly. Jagat means moving and sthāsnu means immobile living entities. Khaṁ means antariksha or bhuvar loka. Okay, that means outer space, khaṁ. And the celestial sky. Sadri refers to the whole earth along with its mountains, islands and oceans. Sa-vāyv refers to the blowing wind which moves the planets. Vayu refers to the blowing wind which moves the planets. So wind which is moving the planets. Nabhasvān means outer space. Vaikārikāṇī is the demigods in charge of the senses. So all this I explained. I'm just reading. Guṇās trayaḥ are the three material qualities. Sattva, Raja, Tama. Sattva, Raja and Tamas. Guṇās trayaḥ. Three material qualities. Sattva, Raja and Tamas. Yashoda could see these formless things by seeing the form of their presiding deities. And when they assumed gross forms. So she's seeing the presiding deities of goodness, passion, and ignorance. And when they assumed gross forms. At the same time, Yashoda saw the jiva, the living entity, and kāla, which agitates the guṇās, svabhāva, the cause of transformation, and karmāśaya, the cause of birth and the resultant action and desire for material enjoyment. Krishna showed the variegated universe within which exist all the different forms of bodies. Tanau means in Krishna's body, but specifically in his belly. Through Krishna's wide open mouth, Yashoda saw all these marvelous things in Krishna's belly. Okay? So this is as per Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is quoting Brahmaji's prayers. That when Krishna opened his mouth, actually she saw in his belly. Like that, he's saying. So through Krishna's wide open mouth, Yashoda saw all these marvelous things in Krishna's belly. She also saw herself along with her son and husband in Braja. Brahma's words indicate that this vision was of this particular universe. The universe was simultaneously inside Krishna, because she was seeing many universes, But this vision where she's seeing herself and Nanda Maharaj, so that is of this particular universe. So she's seeing herself right there where she was. The universe was simultaneously inside Krishna's belly and outside as well by the inconceivable power of Yoga Maya, isn't it? So everything is inside Krishna. So she's actually seeing everything inside Krishna. But Krishna is also there in the universe now. So both inside and outside. How is it happening? By the inconceivable power of Yoga Maya. By showing himself within the universe and by pervading the universe at the same time, Krishna showed his limited and unlimited natures, right? So when you see him as a child, you know, that you can measure. Actually, he is unlimited. The Supreme Lord is unlimited. In every way. There are three types of sizes. One is infinitesimal, another is infinite. That means infinitely small. There's nothing smaller than that. That is one size. Another one is infinitely large, nothing bigger than that. And then all others that fall in between these two are called madhyama akara. They are in between, medium-sized. So of these three sizes, both the extremes, the infinitely large and infinitely small, these two are spiritual. And all other sizes which are measurable in between these two, they're all material. I'll say that again. There are three sizes. One is infinitely large, one is infinitely small, or in Sanskrit, if you want, it is called vibhu. Vibhu means infinitely large. Anu means atomic size. It's very, very small, extremely small, that you cannot measure. And then in between these two, whatever sizes are there, they are called madhyama akar. They are medium-sized. So anything in the material world, anything which is material, it is medium-sized. You can measure it. It is between these two. But Vibhu and Anu cannot be measured and they are spiritual. The Lord is Vibhu and the living entity is Anu. Both are spiritual. And in between sizes are Madhyamakar. Madhyamakar means it's material. But the wonderful thing is, even though the Lord is Vibhu, he appears in front of us, means in his pastimes, in front of Yashoda Mai, and in his pastimes, he appears like a medium-sized akara, form. You know, he's like the size of the Pandavas when he's on the battlefield. And when he's in front of Yashoda Mai, like a small child, you know, he's like a human child, small child, like Madhyama akara. However, he's not material, he's transcendental. How is this? Simultaneously, he's Vibhu and he's also appearing Madhyama akara. This is achintya. This is inconceivable. By his inconceivable potency. So, the universe was simultaneously inside Krishna's belly and outside as well by the inconceivable power of Yoga Maya, by showing himself within the universe and by pervading the universe at the same time. So this is achintya. He's inside and he's outside also. He's showing, he's all pervading. That means his body is unlimited, means he's that same body which Yashodama is seeing, it's actually unlimited. The whole universe and everything, not one universe, all the universes are inside him. She saw that. And at the same time, he appears to be a child who is in this universe, in her house. How is this? This is achintya, inconceivable power of Yoga Maya. And by showing this, Krishna is showing his limited and unlimited natures. Limited means madhyama akara. And unlimited is his vibhu. He's showing both. The vision of the Lord in the universe, and the universe in the Lord. Okay? The vision of, now what is Yashodama seeing? The Lord in this universe. She's seeing him there standing in front of her. The Lord in the universe. And inside his mouth, she's seeing the universe, not one, but all the universes. So, the vision of The Lord in the universe and the universe in the Lord, which was meant for the Shanta Bhaktas, reverential devotees, was shown to Yashoda. So Shanta Bhaktas means Vasudevah Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. So they see Vasudev everywhere, all pervading. The Lord is all pervading. Vasudeva, that is Shanta, Shanta Rasa, Shanta Bhaktas, they see like that. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. So that's what Yashodama is seeing. So this vision of the Lord in the universe and all pervading also, this is meant for Shanta Bhaktas, but it is shown to Yashodamai, whose lotus feet are touched by the heads of the Madhurya Bhaktas. That means Yashodamai is far higher, right? All the Madhurya devotees. So Shanta Bhakta means Aishwarya, right? You see the Lord with awe and reverence. That's even below Dasya Rasa. But Yashodamai is there in Vatsalya Bhava, and that too without a tinge of Aishwarya. In Dwaraka, you see there is Aishwarya Bhava. Devaki Mai has also, she has Vatsalya Bhava, Vatsalya Rasa, but it is mixed with Aishwarya. That means she is aware that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. She is aware of his opulences, of his supremacy. But Yashodamai is Madhurya, simply Madhurya. That Aishwarya cannot stand in front of her. So the Madhurya Bhaktas touch their heads at the lotus feet of Yashodamai. She's so great. She's such an intimate, confidential devotee of the Lord. So all Madhurya Bhaktas are very confidential devotees. Vraja Bhaktas, they are Madhurya. There's no Aishwarya there. Such Vraja Bhaktas, they all go and touch their heads at the lotus feet of Yashodamai because of her great love. And to such Yashodamai, now that which is meant for Shanta Bhaktas, that Aishwarya is shown. Upon attaining this amazing vision, Yashoda began to worry about her son. So what is Yashodamai thinking after seeing this? That we will see. She's thinking, Kim swapna etad utadeva maya, kim va madiyo bata buddhi mohaha, atho amushyaiva mamar bhakasya, yah kascha nautpattika atma yogaha. Kim swapna etad utadeva maya. So Yashoda Mai, after seeing this, she's trying to understand what's going on. So she came up with 4 possibilities. The first one is, what is this? Am I dreaming? Kim swapna etad. Is this a dream? That I'm seeing all these things inside my son's mouth and I'm seeing myself in his mouth. Am I dreaming? Her first consideration was, maybe I'm dreaming. But then she said, no, but my eyes are open. When do you dream? Right? When your eyes are closed, then you dream. But I'm seeing everything around me. My eyes are open. I'm not dreaming. Is this some illusion created by some demigod or by the Lord? Right? Deva. Deva means the divine. So either the demigod, celestial beings, or maybe the Lord. Is it some Deva Maya? Is it some Maya, some illusion created by the Supreme Lord or by the demigods? Then she started looking around. You know, she's seeing around her the cows and, other gopis, gopas, they're there. They are not affected by this. So if it is Deva Maya, if there is an illusion like this, then everyone will be in illusion. She won't be the only one. Everyone else seems to be okay. So this cannot be Deva Maya. This cannot be the illusion created by demigods. Then she's thinking, Kimva madiyo bata buddhi mohaha. Is it that, sometimes in Telugu they say, mind the basin. Means that, like your intelligence is kimva madiyo bata buddhi mohaha. Like, like my mind or my intelligence is, I lost my intelligence, right? Sometimes when you lose your intelligence or vaham ho jana, right? Bhram ho jana. So at that time you actually feel that, for example, you get up in the morning and you see that the sun is rising in the west. You actually believe it. So it's like your own mind, your intelligence, your mind is tricking you. You think that the sun is actually rising in the west. Actually, you're going in the right direction, but you think and you're convinced that you're going in the opposite direction. This is because your intelligence is, is tricking you. So Maharaj says that he had this experience twice. He said once he was going in a train from one city to his village, and the train was going in the right direction, and the stations were also coming, the station that is supposed to come next. But still he was convinced that the train was going in the opposite direction. He was supposed to be going to his village, but he was convinced that the train is going towards Banaras, the opposite direction. And then he said he had this experience. Even though the train was going properly, he felt that no, it's not going properly, it's going in the opposite direction. This happens. So when someone is tricked by the intelligence like this, he sees the opposite happening. He sees, like the sun rising in the west, like that. He actually sees the sun rising in the west. So Yashoda Mai's third proposition is the reason for what she's seeing is it like my mind, my intelligence is lost, my mind is tricking me, my intelligence is tricking me. Kimva madiyo bata buddhi mohaha. My mind is under release. So it is just me. My mind is tricking me. And then the fourth one is, or is it, but then if my mind is tricking me, I forget what her reason is to reject that. But the fourth one she says is, or is it my son's, amusyaiva mamarbhakasya. My arbhaka means my son. Kaschana outpattika atma yogaha. Some mystic power, natural mystic power of my son. What I'm seeing is because of the natural mystic power of my son. Because Garga Muni said that your son is as good as Lord Narayan, right? That means he will have powers like Lord Narayan. Actually, what he said was only Narayan can have powers like your son, nobody else. So, but the way Nanda Maharaj understood is that he will have powers like Lord Narayan. That means, wow, my son is so special. He will have powers like Lord Narayan, like that. So she's now, Yashodama is thinking, is this the natural mystic power of my son because of which I'm seeing? So what are the four reasons? First one is, am I dreaming? No, I'm not dreaming because my eyes are open. Is it some Deva Maya, the demigods or the Supreme Lord's illusion? Because of that, I'm seeing like this. No, that's not possible because it is acting only on me. If it is Deva Maya, for example, if there is, you have Adi Bhautika, Adhyatmika, Adi Daivika, right? Miseries. Adi Daivika means when there is a cyclone or when there's hurricane, tornado, or like that. So something which is caused by higher powers, it's not that only one person is having. It happens to everybody, isn't it? Everyone is affected. So if it is some Deva Maya, then everyone should be affected by this. But I don't see anyone else being affected. Everybody is normal. It's only acting on me. So it cannot be Deva Maya. Then she thought, oh, is it my intelligence, my mind, which is tricking me? I lost my intelligence or something? Or is it my son's natural mystic power? Fourth reason, because Gargamuni had said that he has powers like Lord Narayan. So like that, she's thinking, is this my son's mystic power? Mother Yashoda began to argue within herself. Is this a dream or is it an illusory creation by the external energy? Is this a dream? Ho gaya? Then creation by illusory creation by external energy, means by the demigods. Has this been manifested by my own intelligence, like your own creation, right? Or is it some mystic power of my child? Purport. When Mother Yashoda saw this universe, saw this wonderful manifestation, when Mother Yashoda saw this wonderful manifestation within the mouth of her child, she began to argue within herself about whether it was a dream. Then she considered, I am not dreaming because my eyes are open. I'm actually seeing what is happening, right? She's seeing, so her eyes are open. I'm not sleeping. I'm not sleeping, nor am I dreaming. Then maybe this is an illusion created by Deva Maya, but that is also not possible. What business would the demigods have showing such things to me, right? Why would they show such things to me? I am an insignificant woman with no connection with the demigods. Why should they take the trouble to put me into Deva Maya? That also is not possible. Then Mother Yashoda considered whether the vision might be due to bewilderment, right? Like, like hallucinations or something. I am fit in health. I'm not diseased. Why should there be any bewilderment? It is not possible that my brain is deranged since I'm ordinarily quite fit to think. Then this vision must be due to some mystic power of my son, as predicted by Gargamuni. Thus, she finally concluded that the vision was due to her son's activities and nothing else. So that's the conclusion. Actually, she doesn't. Okay, let's just read the commentary also. So Yashoda is thinking. Yashoda began to argue within herself about the cause of this vision. I am not dreaming because my eyes are wide open. Is this some illusion created by the demigods? Why should the demigods delude an insignificant person like me? Is it some mental derangement? No, because my mind is stable and in good working order. This vision must be due to some mystic power, Atma Yoga, of my son. Since Gargamuni said he would have qualities like Narayan. That's all. Then we will see what she does after that. That we will see in tomorrow's class. Does anyone have any questions on this? If not, we'll move on to Bhagavad Gita.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes,
Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
So, in case of Arjuna, what is little messed up today? In case of Arjuna, Krishna gave him the divine eyes to see the universal form.
Yes,
But we don't see that in case of Yasoda Mai.
right.
What is the reason? And what is the difference between those divine eyes and then Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanana, the eyes of the pure love?
Okay, let me tell you about Arjun's getting divine vision first. Arjuna is used to seeing Krishna's sweet form. Arjun is the eternal associate of Krishna. So Krishna is the supreme form. Two-handed form of Krishna is the supreme form. His expansion is not direct also. So first Krishna's expansion is Balaramji. Balaramji's expansion is Chaturvyuha. From Chaturvyuha, Sankarshan's expansion is Lord Narayan. From Lord Narayan, there is another expansion of Chaturvyuha. And then that Sankarshan's Mahasankarshan's expansion is Mahavishnu. That Mahavishnu is Karanodakshaya Vishnu with thousands of heads and hands. Arjuna is already seeing Krishna, the original two-handed form of Krishna he's seeing. His eyes are used to seeing that form. Now, for Arjuna to see, that means he's seeing the sweet form. He's seeing the sweet form of Krishna. Now, he has to see the Aishwarya Yukta form of Karanodakshaya Vishnu with unlimited heads and hands and legs. The example or the analogy given by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is, if the child is used to eating, he's used to eating, I forget what he says, some sweet, maybe let's say honey or something he will spit it out. He won't be able to take it because he's tasting something higher. He's tasting something sweet, and now you put something less, he won't be able to accept it. Just like for us, as we see, Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. That means when you get a higher taste, the lower taste is not palatable anymore. You don't go for it. It looks too stale, like that. So the idea is that. So Arjun is like that child who is used to eating misri, right? I think he gives the example of misri, this, like sugar candy. Somebody who's eating that sweet, to him, if you give jaggery, he won't like it. That's Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's analogy. So like that, Arjun's eyes would not accept to see, because Aishwarya is less, below. Madhurya, the sweet form, is supreme. Arjun's eyes are used to seeing the sweet form of Krishna. Now he has to downgrade to see the Aishwarya form. Because his eyes will not be able to accept it, therefore Krishna gives him this special vision, Divya Chakshu, with which his eyes will be able to see the Aishwarya form. That is the idea. Because his eyes won't be able to accept the Aishwarya form, therefore Krishna gives that Divya Chakshu. Not only that Aishwarya form, but also he will be seeing the material Virata Rupa, the material Virata Rupa. So therefore Krishna gives that Divya Chakshu. That is the explanation. Arjun is already, so he's already advanced. He's seeing the sweet form. He won't be able to accept the Aishwarya Yukta form. So for him to be able to stand there and see that, Krishna gave him that Divya Chakshu. So why Yashoda Mai didn't get that Divya Chakshu? And also you see what is the effect of seeing this Aishwarya. What is the effect on Arjun? Even after getting that Divya Chakshu, so which is like a, what do you say, like a shield or something for him, right? So he can actually withstand, right, seeing that Aishwarya form. But what was the effect on Arjun when he saw that? His love was weakened. Arjun's love became weakened by seeing that Aishwarya Yukta form of Krishna. That means when Aishwarya was shown to Krishna, to Arjun, remember when we discussed about Yogamaya, Yogamaya's function is what? She manifests and unmanifests both material and transcendental objects in front of a Paramatma realized person. That means he has to be a liberated person. like Arjun and Yashodamai. Because Yogamaya's dealings are only with them, with a particular purpose. She wants to achieve something from this. That's why she does it. That means she wants to give a message. She wants to achieve a purpose there. So here the purpose is, in showing Arjun this form, the purpose is she wants to show how love shrinks when it faces Aishwarya. That is the purpose of Yogamaya showing the Aishwarya form to Arjun. And she achieves that. How do we know? After seeing, Arjun becomes scared. First of all, he says, I cannot stand to see this form. Please take it away. Like that. And also, all his loving dealings, which Krishna loved, Arjun, that is Sakyaras, in friendship, joking with each other, taunting each other, and things like that. That is part of Sakyaras. But now Arjun is thinking, because of seeing this Aishwarya, now he's saying, my God, I was thinking Krishna is my cousin, my friend. He's actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead. After seeing that Virata form, he's thinking, and then he's begging for forgiveness. Oh, sometimes I became very familiar with you, and I joked with you. Sometimes when we were alone, and sometimes even in front of others, please forgive me, like this. That means what? Actually, those activities which Arjun did, they were expressions of his love. But now, after seeing Aishwarya, he is thinking that those activities which were done out of love were actually mistakes. It was wrong. It was an offense, he's thinking. He's thinking his activities of love were actually offenses to the Supreme Lord. That means what? This Aishwarya actually crippled his love. That means his love is not so strong, so powerful. When Aishwarya came in front of that love became crippled. Now, in case of Yashodamai, what is it that Yogamaya wants to show? In front of Yashodamai also, this Aishwarya was manifested, but only many, many, many times more. Arjun was seeing only the Aishwarya of one universe. In one universe, he's seeing. Yashodamai was seeing all the universes. On a much larger scale, much more powerfully she was seeing. But still, as we read in the next verses also, you will see, and also, like you said, she was not given that Divya Chakshu or something, right? So that she can handle that. She didn't even have that shield. Directly that Aishwarya that Aishwarya form was shown to her. That means she didn't even have the advantage that Arjun had. Right? And she didn't get any Divya Chakshu, and she was seeing not one universe, but all the universes she was seeing. And in spite of all that, not once, at most, her knowledge, at most it came to the point that, or maybe my son has some mystic powers. But it didn't cross her that, oh, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the Supreme Lord. What was I doing all these days? I chastised him. I bound him with a rope. Please forgive me. Did she bow down before Krishna? Never, never. Not once. And the way this Aishwarya stood in front of Yashodamai was in a much, much more powerful way. Maharaj bolte hain, dhakka diya, right? Like she actually knocked Yashodamai. Like trying to knock her down. But just for a few seconds, Yashodamai was affected for a few seconds. He says like 2-3 seconds or something. But how she was affected? Did she actually see Krishna as the Supreme Lord? Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. We will see in the next few verses. But she will think that, at most she thinks that, under she's taking shelter of Lord Narayan, the Supreme Lord. And she's, like all other pastimes we will see. She takes shelter of Lord Narayan, that, my Lord, this son is given to me by you. You are the one who's protecting him. Please take care of him. We saw in Shakatasur that, when in that Leela, Shakata Bhanjan Leela, same thing. Oh Lord Narayan, please take care of him. This is your child. And then she goes about her duties. Oh Lord Narayan will take care of it. Like that. Similarly, here also she's taking shelter of Lord Narayan. This is, this son is yours. Okay, maybe some ghost or something, I'm seeing some things. I hope everything's okay with my son. My Lord Narayan, please take care of him. That's all. Not like Arjun, that he's the Supreme Lord. That didn't happen at all. And extreme, when she was hit by that Aishwarya, the maximum effect was she's thinking, under the illusion of my Lord's Maya. My Lord means Lord Narayan's Maya, Bahiranga Shakti. Under that illusion, I am thinking, I am Yashoda, and Nanda Maharaj is my husband, and Krishna is my son, and all these Gopas, Gopis, and all their cows, they're all my people. I'm under illusion. My Lord, please, this is my Kumati, my bad intelligence. Please take away this bad intelligence. She's thinking like that. She didn't think Krishna is the Supreme Lord, but she's thinking, because of this, of seeing this Aishwarya, the effect that this Aishwarya had on Yashoda Mai was, she's thinking, under Lord Narayan's Maya, I'm thinking I am Yashoda. Her position, the eternal position. So, who is the loser? When Yashoda Mai thinks like this, who is going to be the greatest loser here? Tell me. If Yashoda Mai thinks like this, who will be the greatest loser? If she thinks that, under Maya, under the influence of my Lord's Maya, I'm thinking I'm Yashoda and Nanda is my husband, Krishna is my son, and this. Who's the loser?
Krishna?
Yeah. Krishna. So then we'll see what he does. He's the greatest loser, because what happened? So now my mother won't love me anymore like before. He got concerned. What's going on? Like that. Then he shuts down that Aishwarya who just stood up in front of Yashoda Mai. So, coming back to your question.
Just one in. There's the pastime of the Damodar Leela where Mother Yasoda wanted to tie him up.
Yeah.
And then he couldn't. And then Krishna felt that, okay, he's trying for a long time.
Yeah.
So what? How do we reconcile with this pastime and this, Damodar Leela pastime, especially when it comes to
Aishwarya.
Aishwarya? Yeah.
So the Lord is Vibhu. The thing is, this is his Aishwarya. Hare Krishna. Thank you. The Lord is Vibhu. Vibhu means infinite, unlimited. Even though he is looking like a small child in front of Yashoda Mai, the fact is, that's what we saw here also. Avyahata Aishwarya means it is never minimized. Even though he's playing like a small child and, he's being chastised, all his opulences are there always with him. It is never minimized under any circumstances. So even when Yashoda Mai is binding him, he is the Supreme Lord. His Aishwarya is there and his size is Vibhu only. So that Aishwarya was there. When Yashoda Mai was trying to tie, she could not tie because he is Vibhu. You get the entire rope in the whole creation, still you won't be able to tie. So she was not able to tie. But here what happened was her effort, her endeavor from morning, early in the morning until evening, continuously she was trying. She was perspiring and all her flowers fell down. But she was determined So seeing her hard work, the Bhakta Vatsalya in Krishna came out. Bhakta Vatsalya. So Krishna has various energies. Aishwarya, then Bhakta Vatsalya. Who is most powerful? Bhakta Vatsalya is the emperor quality. So when the Bhakta Vatsalya came out, then this Aishwarya became, same here also we will see. After some time when he sees that, oh, my mother Yashoda, now by the influence of this Aishwarya, she's thinking, then he said immediately, no, he shut it down. So there it is said that his Bhakta Vatsalya came out, and in front of Bhakta Vatsalya, Aishwarya had no position. It could not stand. So therefore, Yashoda Mai was able to tie Krishna. And here also, because of Aishwarya, Yashoda Mai is thinking, like she was affected a little bit for a few seconds. She's seeing all this in Krishna's mouth. And then when Krishna became concerned, right? That, oh, my mother, now I won't receive my mother's love. So he again, also we read now that the prema in the devotee is nourished by Krishna's Bhakta Vatsalya only. So now Krishna is thinking, I won't get my mother's love anymore. So therefore he, immediately pulled back that Aishwarya, like that. I don't know, when you say connecting the two, that's all that I'm able to explain. Atulya Harinam Prabhu.
Sorry, Mataji. I was talking on mute. Yes, thank you.
Okay, you got the answer?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's read Bhagavad Gita. It's time, but we'll do one verse. So yesterday we read, we didn't read yesterday. I just explained this verse, Mama Yonir Mahad Brahma. It's good because today's verse is just a continuation of that, because I already gave the explanation yesterday. It will be simpler today. Mama Yonir Mahad Brahma Tasmin Garbham Dadhamyaham Sambhavaha Sarvabhutanam Tato Bhavati Bharata. So what Krishna said was, this Mahad Brahma means Prakriti. Prakriti is my yoni. That means I impregnate this yoni, this Prakriti, and I give Garbham. That means the embryo, to this Mahad Brahma, or to this Prakriti, or to this yoni. That means I send all unlimited living entities into this Prakriti, and I give Garbham, like that. And as a result of this, unlimited, all different species of life are manifested. Sambhavaha sarva bhutanam. All 8,400,000 species of life are possible because of my giving this Garbham to Prakriti. Like that, Krishna said in the third verse. Then today's verse is, Sarvayonishu kaunteya murtayah sambhavantiyaha tasam brahma mahadyonir aham bija pradah pita. So the previous verse said that all different forms of life are possible because of my giving this Garbham to Prakriti. That means now we may think that Mahavishnu, so now Krishna is speaking to Arjun, right? So Mahavishnu glanced on Prakriti, and through his glance, he has sent all the living entities into Prakriti. Mahavishnu has sent all living entities into Prakriti. So Mahavishnu is the father. Prakriti is into Prakriti. So, and Prakriti is the mother. And Prakriti has given birth to all different species. Okay? So therefore, Mahavishnu is the father and Prakriti is the mother. at the time of creation, at the beginning of creation, the father is Mahavishnu and the mother is Prakriti. What about you and me and all the living entities that are there? I have my father and mother. You have your father and mother. A bird has its father and mother. Dog has its father and mother. Demigod has his father and mother. In the beginning, there is one father, that is Krishna, Mahavishnu. But you and I, we all have our fathers and mothers. Is it like that? No. My father is also the Supreme Lord. Your father is also the Supreme Lord. The cat's father also, the demigod's father also, bird's father. Everyone's father is the Supreme Lord. How? My immediate father is my father, okay? Immediate father. But if you go in that line, you will see my father's father, his father, his father, his father, his father. You go back to Brahmaji. It begins with Brahmaji. So Brahmaji is my original father. You have, just like you have immediate cause and then you have remote cause. Like that, my immediate father is my father, biological father. But in the remote, original father, you may say is Brahmaji. But Brahmaji is also not the original father. Brahmaji is born from Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is the Prakasha of Karanodakshaya Vishnu. So therefore, Karanodakshaya Vishnu is the father, my father. So it's not that only at the time of creation he is the father for everyone at once, but for me also, my father is Garbhodakshaya Vishnu and then Karanodakshaya Vishnu. But even Karanodakshaya Vishnu is an expansion of Krishna. So really, my father is Krishna. That's being said here. For each and every person, Aham bija pradapita. He is the seed-giving father. He is the seed-giving father for each one of us, for every one of us. He is the seed-giving father. That's the point. We have our immediate father, but the original father is Krishna only. Remote. If you go back, father, the original seed-giving father is Krishna. Not for you and me, for all different species, everybody, not just for every person in this world. The original father is Krishna. Sarva yonishu. There are so many yonis, so many species and so many yonis also, right? There are so many. Yoni means the womb. So all the females have womb, right? In which a baby is formed. Sarva yonishu kaunteya murtaya sambhavantiyaha. Sarva yonishu kaunteya murtaya sambhavantiyaha. That means from yonis, so many forms are appearing, right? Different forms. From a cat's yoni, cat's form is coming, cat baby is coming. From human yoni, human baby is coming, like that. From a bird yoni, bird baby is coming. So sarva yoni, all the yonis that are there, in which different forms are appearing, tasam brahma mahad yonir aham bija. So then for all these different forms that are coming in different yonis, all the different forms that are coming in different yonis, what is the original yoni for all these different forms? Where did they originally come from? They came from Mahad Brahma. Mahad Brahma means Prakriti. Prakriti is the yoni. It is from Prakriti. She is the yoni in which all these different bodies appeared. And then who impregnated this yoni? Aham, I did. Aham bija pradapita. I am the father. So I am the father for everyone. All the bodies who appeared in different yonis. That means everyone, you, me, and everyone. Krishna is saying he is the father for each and every person in any form of life. He is the father, the seed-giving father. He is the seed-giving father. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature. Sarva yonishu. Yoni. From yoni, birth comes. Birth takes place. So are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father. Purport. In this verse, it is clearly explained that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the original father of all living entities. The living entities are combinations of the material nature and the spiritual nature. We have a material body and the spirit soul. So we are all living forms, you see, they are a combination of material nature and spiritual nature. Such living entities are seen not only on this planet, but on every planet, even on the highest, where Brahma is situated. Everywhere there are living entities. Within the earth, there are living entities, even within water and within fire. All these appearances are due to the mother material nature and Krishna's seed-giving process. The purport is that the material world is impregnated with living entities who come out in various forms at the time of creation according to their past deeds. Then why each person gets a different form? And that is according to his karma. Like that. Okay? So I think we can stop here unless anyone has any question. No questions. Okay. So we can end here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavad. You have? Yes, go ahead, Prabhu.
But not related to today's class, Mataji.
Okay.
But it's something we've discussed it before.
Mhm.
I was hearing a lecture last night from a devotee from India, a Hindi lecture, and I was a little interesting. It was because he was referring to one of the verse in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna describes from 212 to 230 Krishna descriptions about the soul, and he describes it as Sankhya Yoga. And then he says, okay, now that you've learned Sankhya Yoga, I'll teach you Buddhi Yoga. How, with the help of Buddhi Yoga, how you can use your intelligence to work properly. Then he mentioned that, I just wanted to know your thoughts about this. He mentioned that Buddhi Yoga is sometimes considered higher than Bhakti Yoga because he was referring to this verse, Tesam Satta Yuktanam Bhajatam Priti Purvakam Dadami Buddhi Yogatam. And he gave this example that as soon as you start chanting, you have started Bhakti Yoga. That's there. But as soon as you start chanting, you started Bhakti Yoga, yes. But when Krishna gives Buddhi Yoga, it's when you have like Priti and Purvakam, like like there is like intense desire to serve Krishna, that full surrender is there. That's when Krishna is giving you Buddhi Yoga. And once you get the Buddhi Yoga, there is nothing else to achieve because you've got Krishna. I wasn't like I was there. I was trying to understand this concept, like how do we understand this from your, I mean, there could be many explanation to this. Just wanted to know your thoughts as well.
Yes, Prabhuji. I will just tell you from the explanation of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur using our transcendental diagram about specifically Tesham Satata Yuktanam Bhajatam Priti Purvakam. Where that comes. Just I'll open the transcendental diagram. Or maybe I'll just, oh well, I don't have my pen. Okay. Just give me a second. So you're seeing the transcendental diagram, right?
Yes, Mataji.
So, tesham satata yuktanam. Tesham means they. Satata yuktanam. Satata means always. Yuktanam means engaged. Bhajatam priti purvakam. Bhajatam means they're engaged in doing bhajan. That means Shravana Kirtana Adi Rupa Bhakti they are doing always. Always means 24/7. That means where will they be? They have crossed this Dridha Shraddha. They are here on this side. So that means they are doing bhakti now. They are doing pure devotional service. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. Priti purvakam. So that means they are here. Priti. They are doing it with love. So this is in the highest stage of pure devotional service. In pure devotional service, up to asakti is called sadhana bhakti. From sadhu sangha to asakti is called sadhana. Practice you're doing, sadhana bhakti. After sadhana bhakti, when sadhana bhakti is perfected, then you get bhava bhakti. Bhava bhakti is the initial stage and the perfected stage is prema bhakti. This is the highest stage. So in the entire bhakti marga, right from the beginning, satata yuktanam is there. Always being engaged is there. Here, the endeavor is there until anartha nivritti. Because of having anarthas, sometimes you may fall. But even when you fall, at that time, you are regretting. So you still maintain your pure devotional service platform because of dainyatmika bhakti. Dainya means you feel completely helpless and dependent on the Lord, even when you fall. So not for one moment are you falling down from that platform of pure devotional service. Before also. So satata yuktanam is applicable all the way from here, from after Dridha Shraddha, all the way up to Prema, always satata yuktanam is there. But Priti Purvakam, you are doing it here. So it is this stage. In this stage, Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam. I will give Buddhi Yoga. Krishna is saying. What is that Buddhi? That means this devotee coming to Prema stage, he is always engaged in loving devotional service to Krishna, but he has a doubt at this stage in his heart that will I be able to see the Lord? Will I get the Lord's darshan? He will doubt his own abilities. Not that Krishna is not merciful, but I am so fallen. Will I ever get to see the Lord? Will I ever get darshan of the Lord? Will I see the Lord directly? Like that he will get here in Prema stage. So at that time, to remove all doubts from the devotee, the Lord manifests, appears in front of his eyes. That is called Buddhi Yogam. That means the Lord, is removing all doubts from the heart of this devotee and he is manifesting in front of that devotee. That means that Buddhi Yoga. So does the devotee have to do anything to get this? No, he doesn't have to do anything. The Lord just out of his sweet will, he comes and manifests in front of the devotee. That is called Dadami. I give that Buddhi Yoga. What is that Buddhi Yoga? That means he comes and he appears in front of the deity. In front of the devotee. So that is called as Buddhi Yoga, as per Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Now, when you say in the second chapter, when we talk of Buddhi Yoga, of course, second chapter is a summary, right? Contents of the Gita summarized. So there will be some verses which are talking of pure devotional service, even in the second chapter. But overall, it is talking about Nishkama Karma Yoga. Nishkama Karma Yoga. So when you say Sankhya philosophy and all that, that means Nishkama Karma Yoga. You do your karma and, it's a path. It's part of Jnana Yoga. So the initial stages of Jnana Yoga is Nishkama Karma Yoga and then Jnana Yoga you perform and ultimately how to become liberated. That's what is being explained in the first 6 chapters. So you are saying Buddhi Yoga is higher to Bhakti Yoga. It's not. So in this sense, higher to Bhakti Yoga, you shouldn't say like that. But in Bhakti, this is the topmost stage here. This is explained as Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam means it's in Prema. So the topmost stage of bhakti, that is prema. Okay, you got it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare
Hare
Krishna. Okay, so we will end here. Thank you all dear devotees. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhakti Vrinda ki jai. Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Ananta Koti Vaishnavim ki jai. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nicely explained about Krishna's bija, this one, and the yoni prakritis. No, very clearly, like father, like how the coming mean originally from Krishna. You know?
Yes.
That's very nicely explained, Mataji. Thank you very much.
Thank
Hare
you. Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Mataji, for me, it reminded of Russian dolls when you said the first part of the explanation.
Reminded of
That Russian dolls, like you
Russian
tell
doll, one inside the other, like that. Okay. Yes, Madhuri. Thank you. You are in mute. Okay, I'll end here. Hare